This video is really weird.
And he goes, because he's so fluid. He's so fluid.
This guy just goes streamlined, just goes through the water like that.
It comes from the Jaffin patron, link in the description if you want to support the lads. From our mailbag. We do a podcast every single week live, and we just answer any questions that you guys give us.
Just call me Ollie. Don't worry about me. Fiddly-dee.
It's really weird, but it's really good fun. I hope you enjoy it. In a bit.
Prem Battle Royal Tag Team Death Match. 20 pairs of fighters, each team represented by the manager and captain, scattered across a Hunger Games style area. Who's the last pair standing? How does it play out? Long-term listener, first-time caller, love your work, chaps. Chris. Thank you, Chris.
God bless you, Chris. What we should do, Jim, you do it. As we go down, we go definitely not, and we get a list of maybes.
Okay, and maybe some sort of weaponage as well. You know, with you being a Spurs fan, Arsenal get dug out a lot, blah-de-blah-de-blah. But I don't feel like this is a strong pairing. I feel like Arteta, you've got an element of strategy there. But with Aubameyang, I just don't see them winning a one-on-one battle. I'm not sure what kind of other skill set I can see them having either.
He can run fast.
He can run away. I reckon, you know, Arteta's general defence would be good, but he's not as, you know, as he was.
I think Arteta could bore people to death so that they kill themselves.
I don't see them really making an impact in this competition, personally. Everton. You got Seamus Coleman and Ancelotti. For me,
I mean, he's got
Seamus will be like, let's go, come on. He'll know stuff. He'll be able to fish, I presume. And then Ancelotti will just be like, come on. They're coming after us.
He'll sit on the beach and just send Seamus Coleman off to do errands.
You do, yeah, exactly. Coleman's doing all the work. He's getting fed up. And then actually, I think Coleman turns on Ancelotti in the end.
Yeah, and eats him.
Yeah, actually, it cuts him up for his own survival. Because Coleman is great, but then Coleman will get done 2-on-1 because Ancelotti's just slowly drift away. And actually, he probably won't even kill him, but Ancelotti will be fine with it. Ancelotti will be absolutely fine with it. But Seamus will go, either you put some work in it, mate, or you need to leave. Or I'm going to eat you. Again, Ancelotti goes, just puffs out his chest. So his cheeks. So what happens is Seamus Coleman quickly builds a raft out of logs and vines from trees, and then Ancelotti again, so laissez-faire. He's okay with this. He shrugs his shoulders. Shaman puts him on the raft and just sets him off to sail with a gentle push, and Ancelotti dies.
When does he eat him?
No, he doesn't get eaten. Seamus goes, Ancelotti, you're slowing me down here, son. And he sets him off. And Ancelotti goes, but then Coleman thinks he's better off, but gets done 2-on-1.
Gets done on a 2-to-1.
Gets done on 2-to-1, yeah.
And then gets eaten.
Yeah, so he's undone by Ancelotti there. I think he's a real crutch for him. We keep moving. Ooh, Jordan Henderson and Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah, all right, they're a maybe.
Maggie. Okay, Liverpool once again on top. He's got size. Liverpool, Jordan's got the stamina. You really want Milner in that. That's undefeatable if you got Milner in that. But
he's just unstoppable, wouldn't he be? He'd run through rocks.
Yeah.
He'd be like, Milner would be like, like most people when they run in water, they slow down because force of the water just stops. It's impossible to run in water. Not for James Milner. He just runs and goes below the surface at the same speed.
Like one of those cars that can go into water. It just changes its energy.
Exactly that.
Right, Liverpool are in that. They're in the hat. Fantastic. Man City, Pep and Fernandinho. Now, you've got the purity of Pep and you've got the cunning of Fernandinho here.
You need both.
And that could work.
I bet Pep is good at swimming.
Do you? You think?
He's like a dolphin in the water.
Do you think really? But he doesn't. The thing with Pep is he doesn't use his arms. He doesn't use. He just goes in and goes. Because he's so fluid. This
guy just goes streamlined. Just goes through the water like that.
Amazing. And Fernandinho is really good at hiding behind trees and then coming out and tripping people up. And then killing them. So I think they're good.
Fernandinho stays in the bush, and from afar he just watches Pep Guardiola glide through the surf. And he's doing two things. He's admiring it, because why wouldn't you? And secondly, he's waiting for people to get entranced by Pep Guardiola's ability to swim with no arms, not using his arms, like a dolphin through the surf.
Yeah.
When they're transfixed by seeing what Pep Guardiola's about, he comes and smashes their head in with a rock.
Really good. Yeah, that makes complete sense. Sheffield United, Chris Wilder and Billy Sharp.
You could put Billy Sharp in front of me. I wouldn't be able to pick him out of a lineup. You said that to me. I don't know what he looks like. Is he big?
Do you want me to
Is
click
he
on
small? In my head, he's a big lumping centre back. Is he?
I mean, he kind of looks like one. Big chest. He's got a big chest.
Okay.
Big chest.
He's also not the first Billy Sharp, is he? There's been more than one Billy Sharps.
That said, I think he'd do all right. I think Wilder might slow him down, but Wilder's smart enough. And in a one-on-one battle, Billy Sharp would be strong. He's one of the hardest. He's one of the hardest in this list, I would say. So they've got a chance. Wilder's quite little, isn't he? He's quite spiky, but has he? Can he win fights? We can talk a good game, but can he win a fight? I'm not sure.
I wouldn't imagine Billy Sharp's swordsmanship would be up there.
Although I think he'd be good at jousting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because basically you just got to hold a stick, haven't you, and charge. I think he's strong enough and brave enough to do that. Let's call that. I'm going to say it's a no based on Chris Wilder. I think he lets it down. Solskjaer and Harry Maguire.
Well, he's got the slab head at the back, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like he's got him there. He will protect him, and I'd imagine him a bit more like Gollum, conniving, sly, and not because he shares any of those attributes. Just looks a bit like Gollum, doesn't he?
This is so good. Yeah, I mean, that's it. He's got the look, Solskjaer. And he might have some sort of little gremlin powers, maybe, which might help.
Well, he carries a jungle-crafted shank wherever he goes.
Yeah. I can
Carved
imagine
it from rock.
You know that music where it's like diddly diddly. There'll be someone like kind of get into a sort of an open path where there's leaves everywhere, and he'll come out, and someone will go, "Who goes there?" And they'll think it's they'll be worried that it's a manager, and then they'll go, and it'll be Ollie Solskjaer. It'll be Ollie Gunnar Solskjaer going, "It's okay, it's just me." And they go, "Oh, I thought you were a Premier League manager. I thought you were a Premier League manager." But what are you? Because me, I'm just call me Ollie. Don't worry about me. Fiddly dee. And then whoever that other person will go, "Oh, thank God, I thought you were a Premier League manager because I'm actually doing this Hunger Games thing at the moment."
Yeah, I didn't want to have to kill you.
Didn't want to have to kill you, but you seem fine. And he was like, "Oh, I'll do you no harm, sir. I'll do you no harm." And then he'll kill him.
No, he doesn't kill him. He distracts him with all what you just did, and out of nowhere, everybody just comes in and nuts him.
Yeah, nuts him. Yeah,
nuts him. So just grabs him by the scruff of the neck, dead.
And I think that works for a period of time. I think they'll get to the latter stages.
Keep doing the same trick again. They keep doing the same trick.
People get wind of it. Social
in the
media,
same way, in
like
the same way that Pep Guardiola, that trick of just, swimming through the ocean, like a dolphin as a distraction tactic. People get savvy to that. You can't keep doing that. You got to think of new stuff.
Him surviving in this body of water, that can't go on forever. You can't win the whole Hunger Games doing that.
Well,
so
the other issue
that's where Guardiola struggles a little bit.
Well, the other issues, as I think in the comments, it was Ollie Sack. He said Maguire's head's too big a target. You can't hide that head in the jungle.
Fair point.
It'll be like, "Are you hiding? Are you hiding, Harry?" And Harry goes, "Yes, boss."
Yeah.
But
it's like that. It's like that, isn't it? It's like, "I'm behind a tree. I'm behind this tree." Yeah. You see?
And then it's like this, yeah. Or he's behind a bush, but at the top he's like 16 finger forehead just poking out the top. Harry. I'm Harry Maguire.
Spurs. You got Lloris and Mourinho.
No. I mean, mastermind, Mourinho, and Lloris,
Has he got the stamina? Has he got the stamina?
Drink driver as well.
Yeah.
I think he'll just spend his time trying to ferment berries to get alcohol out of them and forget that he's in a war zone. Yeah.
And Mourinho he'll just be plotting. West Ham, David Moyes and Mark Noble. I think they get picked off mid-table quite quickly.
But David Moyes looks like he's about 6 months from death anyway.
He did
I know he's just had COVID and that, but
And Mark Noble just won't be able to escape anyone because he's so slow. You've got to have a bit of pace. You've got to have a bit of pace.
Too loyal as well. He'd stay with David Moyes as he's dying.
He would, yeah. He'd die on the sword. That's true. Leeds United, Liam Cooper is a centre back, and Bielsa. Bielsa is absolutely useless in this for me.
But he's a tactician, isn't he?
He is a tactician, but he's just sipping. He'll get caught sipping tea.
Yeah, but
on a toadstool.
He'd be in the bush. And Cooper, he'll go, ignore Pep. That's a distraction tactic. Go and get Fernandinho. Fernandinho. He's in the bush waiting to smash our heads in with a rock.
I think Liam Cooper's hard enough as well to go to he would actually scare some people off who would be starting to charge at him, and he bit like a bloke in a club. He'd just point them out, as in like, I see you, you see me, and we're about to fight. If you want to fight, and they just quietly turn around and leave. I think Bielsa, if Bielsa's got to do any kind of combat, he's finished, surely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll chuck him in there. Chelsea, Lamps and Cesar Azpilicueta. I think Lamps is. I was listening to a podcast and he was saying he's quite a reactive person. He's a bit younger. He's probably got the stamina.
Yeah. I don't think so. Get him out.
He could speak in Latin and scare people, couldn't he? But no, we can say no to them. Wolves, Connor Cody and Espirito de Santo. Espirito de Santo looks a bit like a wizard.
He's also a bit weird, like a psycho, isn't he?
I quite like those two. I'm chucking them in. I think they could do bits. Newcastle, Steve Bruce, Jamal Lascelles. In this weird world that we're creating here, Steve Bruce is this ginormous, dopey giant with massive tree trunk legs, and because of that, he will get shot down.
He'll play.
And thus, he'll play, but he'll be slow.
He'll fight.
He'll get chopped down by someone else. Palace. Hodgson.
No chance. He'll be dead before he gets. They'll send him up there, and then he'll be dead the minute he gets there. He'll be like, it's too hot. Oh, heart attack.
Yeah, gone. Fulham. Scotty Parker and Tom Kearney. Bit wet that. Pair of
wusses.
Yeah, Scotty Parker's like, you think Scotty Parker's up for the battle, but he'll give his position away by moaning about what's wrong with the world. And Scott Kearney's just sorting his quiff out, not concentrating, hasn't got the focus. West Brom, Jake Livermore and Slaven Bilic.
So Jake Livermore comes from the Livermore family, and the Livermore family are notorious.
Hard as nails.
Well, they're gangsters, proper gangsters.
Oh, nice. Okay. Slaven
in London
knows his way around a war zone.
Exactly. He grew up during a civil war. You've got to be a favourites, I reckon.
Right. Slaven Bilic, right? I think they got a real chance there. They're definitely a contender. Who we got? Leicester City. Interesting. I'm not going to go with Wes Morgan. I think he doesn't play anymore. Let's be honest. He's 36 years old. Kasper Schmeichel.
You've got to go Wes Morgan. You can't just change the rules just midway through it. He's the club captain.
All right, Wes Morgan and Brendan.
Oh God. So Brendan Rodgers would be just oiled up and naked all the time, and they'd try and catch him. He'd slip out like a fish. He'd like.
Well, yeah, tactical now. Very clever, innovative. He's innovative.
Yeah, and while they're struggling to get hold of Brendan Royal's oily little body, Wes Morgan just come in and attempt the smash. Similar sort of tactic with Ollie. But what Brendan Rodgers has done is combined Ollie's distraction tactic with Pep Guardiola's distraction tactic.
Right.
And become a oily landfish.
A land eel. Yeah.
A land eel. An oily eel. Writhing around on the land.
Yeah. It's clear as day. It really is obvious, which gives him a real chance. I think we put them in the conversation.
You cannot pin him down. The problem is tactic. While you can't pin him down with normal sort of, what do you call it, like with a tool or a bat or a knife, it just slips off his skin. But a gun, he's no good against a gun.
I think I feel like Wes. I reckon Wes has done sort of karate at some point in his life. I feel, and I think he's a real shining star in this competition, and I think they're contenders. Last few.
Whereas Wes Morgan carries Brendan Rodgers around in a backpack. You just see his oily little head poking out the back as he's being carried around like Hodor.
It's like one of those. It's a backpack that's like you know when you go to Greg's and you get a sausage roll and you get it in a bag, and it's got sort of oily at the bottom. That's what his backpack's like because because Brendan's just been seeping through the bottom of it.
But what they do though, he's got like this sort of contraption that catches the oil before it hits the ground, right? That if they're running away from someone, he presses the button, the contraption just drops the oil, so that whoever's running after him slips.
It really is one of the great football minds of our generation. So they're in there. Burnley FC. Watch out. Whoa. Here comes a favourite. You got Sean Dyche and Ben Mee. They look very, very strong at this stage. I've got to say. Proper English. I got to say, got to put him straight through. Yeah. Don't need too much elaboration. No. He's fine with eating insects. That is exactly what I was thinking, mate. That's exactly what I was, because energy is going to be crucial in this. Of course it is. Energy is going to be absolutely huge. And so for Sean Dyche's ability to eat earthworms is going to really help him out down the road. And Ben Mee is such a committed soldier that Sean Dyche hasn't got it. And most people go, earthworms, I'm not eating. Sean, what are you doing? But Ben Mee just does whatever Sean Dyche says because he's giving him
giving him
the career he's got. And so when Sean Dyche goes, eat these, will you? Ben Mee goes, okay.
Yep.
And they've got the energy.
And also, very simple name. If they're in the bush hiding, he just goes, Ben. That's all he needs.
Yeah. The only problem he's got is when he exhales, it sounds like this. So they'll be sort of hiding in a bush, and Sean Dyche, when he exhales, it sounds like this. which could hurt him. We all see.
But they're definitely they're definitely a contender.
They really are. Last up, Lewis Dunk and Cooper.
Cooper? Who are you talking about? Cooper?
Potter.
Right.
Forgive me.
Graham Potter.
Again, he's got an Ollie vibe. But I don't think he's got the same acting chops as Ollie.
So who's just so I don't get it mixed up? Lewis Dunk is not the unit at the back, is he?
Yeah, he is a unit at the back. Yeah, but he's not.
They've got another one as well.
They had Duffy, but Duffy's gone to Celtic now.
They have another one.
They've got Webster as well.
Lewis Dunk, he's a big lad. He can smash your face in. He never punches. He just grabs you by the face and just crushes your skull in one hand.
Interesting. I think we put Brighton in the conversation. Okay. The Battle Royale patrons. Oh, Southampton. Forgot about Southampton. Sorry. Southampton is...
Hasenhüttl.
Southampton. Hasenhüttl and James Ward-Prowse. James Ward-Prowse gets destroyed. Speak now. Who wins and why, please? And then we'll have a vote as well, Flav, and we will decide who would win a Hunger Games involving 20 pairs of Premier League managers and captains. Brighton with Lewis Dunk and Potter. Burnley with Ben Mee and Sean Dyche. Leicester with the slippery Brendan Rodgers and Wes Morgan's karate work. Jurgen Klopp and Jordan Henderson. Could work a high press there, maybe. Man City, of course, have got Pep Guardiola, the Dolphin, and the cunning of Fernandinho. Marcelo Bielsa alongside Liam Cooper. Wolves have got Espirito de Santo and Connor Cody. Connor Cody keeps spirits up. I think so will Espirito de Santo, so they've got a chance. And of course, Jake Livermore and Slaven Bilic. Who is everyone going for? And Flav, out of that list, who would you put forward as the victors? And
I would say I'm going for it. It'll be there'll be a couple of people that stick around. They're being around the sort of semi-final stage. I think you've got to say Pep Guardiola because he's in the water most of the time. It'll be tough to get, but they'll be around there. Also, Brendan Rodgers will also be around because he's just got unique abilities that the others don't have. But ultimately, it will come down to a big ding dong of Ben Mee and Sean Dyche against Slaven Bilic and Jake Livermore.
Can completely agree.
The difference between those, West Brom have got it for me because Slaven Bilic has that history of conflict. He's ready to go to war. He knows about that. He's seen terrible things happen before. And Sean Dyche has as well because he's from Burnley and, we know the god-awful things that happen there. But, but out of the two, Sean Bilic has got the experience. Yeah. And then you've got Jake Livermore, gangster number one against Ben Mee. And for me, Ben Mee is the weak link here. So I would say winner of 2020 Premier League Hunger Games for me is West Brom's Slaven Bilic and Jake Livermore.
We go to the chat and it's very much the same. Ward-Prowse would pick people off with a bow and arrow. He really would. He really would. He would have that kind of weaponry about him. There's sort of a not a campness, but some sort of quite a new romantic feel. I would imagine to his artistry with the bow and arrow. Anyway, I agree. I'll go for West Brom as well. I think Slaven Bilic he's got the heart, he's got the fight, he's got the cunning. And Jake Livermore, he's perfect. He's perfect for him.
He's got the street sense.
Street nous. Okay, yeah. Interesting.
And they wouldn't have any weapons. They just do it all with their bare hands.
So let us know who wins your Hunger Games and or why.